I think it's broken. Considering the contents, that is not a disadvantage. You make tea in that thing, I think. I'd rather have a vodka. There's nothing useful in here. If I just stroll in there, the search for my father will come to an abrupt and very sudden end. A hunky guy. He's definitely a photo model. I wonder if this lady soldier had something going on with all these men. The photo is a bit small, but he looks really cute. And he is in the military, too. The photo is a bit small, but he looks really cute. And he is in the military, too. Like does attract like. A guy who looks so good is definitely a fan of the wrong soccer team. Oh well, we all have our faults. The way he looks, he surely is no longer available. And married for about 20 years. That doesn't seem to bother the owner of this locker, though. An envelope. A two-way radio. There is a sticker on the back with the number 15 on it. This stocking has at least as many ladders in it as its owner had levers. A Russian military uniform. I should try it on. If it fits, I may not be recognized as a civilian straight away. The stocking is still relatively clean. I wouldn't want to wear it anymore, but I didn't really want to before either. A two-way radio. There is a sticker on the back with the number 15 on it. There seem to be deployment orders in there. Obviously, throughout the whole train journey, the highest state of alarm has been ordered. They're expecting trouble from some kind of terrorists. That's why it says in the deployment orders that all irregularities must be reported immediately. I'm obviously not the only uninvited participant in this excursion. The guards will be extremely attentive to their duties. That's not good. Not good at all. There is something here about the exceptional treatment of special guests. Does that mean the prisoners? Maybe I'll find my father on the train. I'd better hurry.
Attention, attention. All passengers and assigned guards should please board the train or follow their orders. The train will be leaving in a few minutes.
A 5-digit combination lock. I can forget cracking it just by trying random numbers. Neither of those gorillas in front of the door looks that pleasant. The big question is, are they keeping someone in or keeping someone out? In both cases, it makes getting in there a very tempting and interesting thought. I think someone got a good discount by ordering these signs by the dozen. The room is being monitored by several cameras, and on top of that, the strict no smoking rules. Wonder what they are storing in here. A crane for heavy boxes, and probably also military equipment. They both look as if they are very unpleasant characters. I can't imagine that anyone could get past them. Hello.
Get out of my face.
Hello.
If you don't get out of here, you could end up like the guy in there. And believe me, you don't want that. So beat it.
They are taking tanks along on a research trip? Just what did I get involved in here? He's guarding the train. Hello.
So, comrade, are you coming with us to Tunguska?
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing what a person will do for a couple extra rubles at the end of the month. I also need the permit.
Damn. I must have left it in the changing rooms, but I don't have to go all the way back there again, do I?
Yes, you do. Sorry, comrade. but I unfortunately can't do anything about it. If it were up to me, I would let you in, even without it. But it's unfortunately not up to me. The FSB guys would bite my head off if they found out.
Oh, come on. Nobody has to find out about it.
No, I'd rather not risk it. I heard Solotov screaming. Poor guy.
Solotov? What about him? Where is he?
In the game room. I think they really put him through the ringer. So hurry up and go get the permit. You still have a few minutes. And while you're at it, try to see if you can find the train driver. We've somehow lost him. I had him paged a few times already, but he simply isn't responding. I would look for him myself, but I can't leave my station. And hurry, we're already running late.
Do you know what the agents are doing here?
Working, I suppose?
No. Really?
We're all just doing our job here, and most of them are also really nice. They're people just like you and me.
I suppose you're right. I think I can save myself the question about the FSB people. No one dares to say a word that is in any way interesting. Is everybody already on board?
Yes, almost. We're still missing a couple guys from the FSB, but otherwise everyone should be here.
And all the scientists, too?
Of course. They were all brought on board as soon as we started boarding. Weren't you here yet?
No, obviously not. Were there any problems?
No, not really. But some of them were bound so tightly that they didn't have much of a chance to resist.
Oh, yeah? Good thing, too. Have they all been put into one compartment?
I don't think so, but I don't exactly know for sure. What do you care? You're only responsible for your section, and not for the entire group?
Yes, I'm really happy about that. If they so much as touch Daddy, hopefully I'll get into the right compartment. And if I don't, how do I find out where Daddy is? And how do I get there? Well, I'll have to think about that as soon as I get on board. Tell me, do you know why the train is so heavily guarded?
You already know that, don't you? They explained it to us several times, even if I don't really believe everything.
For example?
For example, that the captive scientists were all spies for the enemy. But whatever, that's not my concern.
What do you suspect?
No idea. I just think it's strange that they're being brought to a research station now. But maybe they aren't supposed to do any research there.
What then? Tell me.
Who knows what they'll do with them there. But let's change the subject, because I'd rather not think about it.
No, neither do I. Isn't the train driver here yet?
No.
Maybe you should have him paged again.
Okay, but I don't think it'll do much good. 17 calling 48. Come in, please.
48 here. What do you need?
Could you page our friend, the train driver, again? He still isn't here yet.
Again?
Yeah, I know. I can't do anything about it either.
Okay.
Would the train driver please get his fat ass to his workstation and pronto?
Let's hope that it works.
Then I'll begin the search.
Good luck.
If I'm going to try my luck as radio operator, then not everybody has to know about it. If I try it here, I could get myself into a lot of trouble. Okay, action. This is number 15. Calling number 48. Come in, please.
Central here. What is it?
What exactly do I want to do? It might help if I thought about that for a moment. I'd better get changed again. The guard on the side entrance would start asking all sorts of questions if he suddenly saw me in uniform. Hey, hello! It's me again!
Hi.
Can I ask you something else?
Sure, anytime. I'm bored anyway.
The two men that you came here with.
Psst, we should only talk about them behind closed doors. Or better yet, not at all.
Oh, they're from the Secret Service. FSB, aren't they?
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, sure.
Good. So can I.
Okay, I understand. But you could at least tell me their names, couldn't you?
If you'll leave me alone about it after I do.
I promise.
Good. Vitizov and Radenkov.
And who is who?
I kept my promise. Now stop asking me questions. Just because you don't care about your health doesn't mean that I don't care about mine.
Thanks a lot for the information.
My pleasure. See you soon.
I better put the uniform on again. Okay, action. This is number 15. Calling number 48. Come in, please.
Central here, what is it?
Headquarters. Please page both agents Fedosov and Radenkov. They should report immediately to the guard on duty in the freight compartment at the rear end of the train.
Okay.
Next time, I should think beforehand about what to say. It seems it worked out anyway. Solitow. The poor guy looks really badly beaten up. He's still breathing, but several bones appear to be broken. Also, bad burning on his torso. It looks like he has been tortured with electric shocks. He's got nothing on him, but maybe I can use his dog tags. Crushed syringes. I don't know what was in there, but I'd better not touch them. Is that Solitow's blood? He doesn't seem to have any open wounds, but the blood is still fresh. Hopefully they'll get the poor guy to a hospital on that one. Smoking allowed? So there's one rule for the ladies and gents of the Secret Service and another for the rest of the population. A car battery. The connected cables make me think that Solitow has had a few electric shocks delivered to him. Those are Solitow's dog tags. Rank Private First Class. Service number 31545. A 5-digit combination lock. I can forget cracking it just by trying random numbers. 3, 1, 5, 4, 5. And will the lock open now? Hey, easy when you know the right combination. There's something in it. An entry card. That must be the one that I should have got from Solitow. My new name is already on it. Nina Perkova. My traveling permit. I could get used to my new name, Nina Perkova, but never to the photo. How is your stomach?
You hear it.
Yes, I can. And I can smell it, too. Did you manage to get your key back again?
No. I'm afraid it's swimming somewhere in the sewer system by now.
And no key, no journey, right?
Without that key, we're all stuck here.
If I get the dying urge to try a new perfume again, I'll have a look down there. Will you be all right without me?
Sure, I have to.
A water faucet for cold water. The one for hot water was removed. Water, flow, If I turn on that valve now, the key will simply be washed through the distributor there and into the sewer. Once it's in there, I will never ever find it again. I hardly believe that the stocking will withstand the oncoming masses of water. It will get washed away with the rest. Hopefully the stocking is of a known brand, otherwise the whole effort will have been for nothing. So, that should do the trick. The key is wriggling in the net. The rest inside, I'll just try to ignore. Here, I have your key. There are also several other things inside the stocking. You'll have to get the key out yourself, though.
You're a dear. No, really. You really saved my ass. Give me another 2 minutes, then I'm finished here and we can finally go.
And my reward?
Reward? You saved my ass. Isn't the feeling of having done something good enough for you?
Yes, of course. Do you still need more time?
No, I'm almost finished. Then we can leave.
Well then, up you go, and welcome aboard the MS Boredom, on its way to the end of the world.
Damn! The train is leaving! What am I going to do now? I still haven't found any clues telling whether my father is on board or not. On the other hand, if I don't continue the search, I'll never find out. And I don't have any real alternative either, do I? Let's hope that will turn out right.
Have you found him?
Not yet, but we're following some concrete clues.
That is unsatisfactory. We are running out of time. The project must begin as planned.
A few problems have surfaced in the little Kalenkov.
Don't bore me with details. You don't mean to tell me that you can't handle a couple of amateurs, do you?
No, I...
Good. Then you know what you have to do.
He talked himself to sleep, a talent that too few people have. Just in time, too. That senseless twaddle was driving me around the bend. People who tell you all about their digestive problems are not the most pleasant folk to share a conversation with. But when they also start to tell you about the effects of the recently enjoyed castor oil, now I can have a little look around in peace. It seems to be a strategic map of the Tunguska region. The arrows look like the movement of troops, but I might also be wrong. The landscape around here all looks so miserable and dreary, it's difficult to say where we are. 2 machine guns. They are secured with snap locks. It wouldn't be a good idea for me to start anything with a whole army. When he's asleep, he looks really peaceful and harmless. I'd better not wake him. He told me he sat in prison for 15 years for manslaughter because some idiot woke him for something quite trivial. I don't know if it's true, but I am not going to test it. That soldier's bag of medication. If I think about his description of the effects of castor oil, it makes me feel a little more than just queasy. I can't reach it without waking the guy. Dried something. It could have been fruit once. An open bottle of orange juice. Only 25 watts. You're not very bright, are you? I ought to turn the light off before I unscrew the bulb. A large pot. It's big and I don't need it, so I'll leave it here. I always thought you couldn't tell if an egg was fresh or not just by looking at it. I have just changed my mind. A water tap. I don't want to wash my hands at the moment. Acacia honey! Sweet and with a mild aroma. I should know. I was a honeybee in my previous life. The catering list for the week. Today is potato soup. Delicious. A 3-month-old duty rota. Oh, there are the first scientists already. Maybe I can get some information here. However, I should not ask too directly about my father, so that no one becomes suspicious. Scientific assistant. That was an insult at university, but he really looks quite nice. Hello. May I interrupt for a moment?
Psst. Not so loud. Dr. Lesniak is working and is really concentrating. We really shouldn't disturb him. Plus, he's in a pretty bad mood.
What happened? Why is the doctor in such a bad mood?
He's under a lot of stress. We are working on a test series, and Professor Sidorkin wants results as quickly as possible.
I understand. And this Professor Sidorkin gets very angry if he doesn't get results quick enough?
Well, he's okay. But Dr. Lesniak is unbelievably ambitious and naturally tries to finish as soon as possible. And when the doctor is stressed out and doesn't have bread and jam, he can become quite unpleasant.
Bread and jam?
Yes, it sounds strange, I know. But he apparently needs it to reduce his stress. Other people beat the heck out of a sandbag. He eats bread and jam.
Well, we all have our own ways and means to deal with difficult situations. And if he gets bread and jam, he gets a bit more sociable?
Yes, it helps. Unfortunately, he accidentally dropped his glass jar on the train platform. And there's no jam here on the train. I've looked everywhere.
I'll be on my way then. If I find any jam, I'll let you know.
That would be great. Working with him when he is in such a bad mood is really not a pleasure.
That scientist looks like he is in an extremely bad mood. Hello. I just wanted to see if everything is all right.
What? Oh, yes, everything's okay. Now, let me work in peace.
Yes, whatever you say. There are chemical formulae written on it. If I had paid a lot more attention at school, I still wouldn't understand them. I have no idea what one can do with that thing. I paid a bit of attention in physics, and I know that electricity comes out of there. I'm not putting my fingers in there. It's bad for my hairdo. One of the samples that gets analyzed here. As long as the scientists are in the room, I'd better not touch anything important looking. That reminds me of my chemistry lessons. Not a pleasant memory. Locked.
Yeah?
Excuse the interruption. Can I speak to you for a moment?
As long as Dr. Lesniak doesn't have a successful breakthrough in his experiments, no.
But...
the train can blow up for all I care. I don't want to be disturbed.
It's really...
No!
The door is secured with a huge padlock. 100-watt bulb. That's a bit of healthy competition for the sun. White bread. It's so fresh and soft that it almost falls apart just by looking at it. Surely I can take one slice. In you go. I'm sure that will be delicious. Or not delicious. Doesn't matter what else I throw in, it's not going to get any better. If I see properly, today's stodgy could prove to have a certain similarity with jam. One bottle, empty. Well, what do you know? I should really take part in a cooking competition. Delicious! I've got something here for you. Perhaps it will help improve your mood.
This is for me?
Yes, you do like bread and jam, don't you? I made it myself, just for you.
Thank you very, very much. Very interesting. You said you made it yourself. Yes, very interesting and very delicious. Thank you. I really needed it. I'm feeling much better already.
I'm very happy that you enjoyed it. Has it helped your mood a little?
Yes. I owe you one. If I can ever return the favor.
Then I'll get back to you. Maybe sooner than you think.
Anytime.
Hello. Are the good mood and the ability to concentrate back in gear?
Yep. I'm doing much better. I know that this obsession with bread and jam doesn't exactly speak well for a reputable scientist. It's just one of my quirks. I simply need it now and then.
Yeah, it's okay. We all have our weaknesses. Also, when some have a huge screw loose. What exactly do you do here?
We are studying the regenerative capabilities of certain plants.
Sounds very interesting. How does that work?
The study?
Yes.
We'll both be old and gray by the time I've explained it. Please don't misunderstand me. I don't think you are stupid. But you can't explain it in 5 minutes.
No, that's fine. You're probably right. Would it disturb you very much if I watched you working? I find all of that absolutely fascinating. I also promise not to ask too many stupid questions and not to interrupt.
All right, but don't touch anything. And if you have any questions, I'm sure Alexei will be happy to explain it to you.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Are you the only scientist on board this train?
No, not as far as I know. Apparently there are a few on board, but the compartments are separated from one another, and the doors are being guarded by soldiers. That's too bad. It would have been interesting to discuss research results among yourselves. Well, hopefully we'll have enough time for that later.
You have no idea which of your other colleagues are on the train?
No. The only person who has a complete list of the scientists and scientific researchers is Professor Sidorkin.
I'll have to get my hands on this list. Then I'll know for sure if Dad is on the train or not, and exactly where I can find him. Who is this Sidorkin?
Professor Sidorkin? He is my direct superior and the scientific director of the biologists. You don't know him? He's an absolute genius in his field. There's hardly anyone who knows more than he does in the field of molecular biology.
Oh, that must have passed me by. Do you think I could talk with him for a moment?
He's right next door. But if I were you, I wouldn't bother him right now. He's under a lot of stress and is extremely irritable. And when I say extremely irritable, I mean even more irritable than me when I have to go 2 weeks without bread and jam.
Wow, that bad. Then I'll be careful. Why is he so irritable?
There are a few problems, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. I have to go back to work now. You'll excuse me.
If I promise not to stand in the way and not to ask too many stupid questions, can I have a look around?
Sure, but don't touch anything.
Well, I'm sure that owner will be able to spare it.